There's an old saying out there, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Perhaps it's my age, or perhaps things really are different. But today I feel like the more things change, well, the more they change. So much has changed in the last even few years, and it's not just about COVID. My profession or my job is providing entertainment for colleges and corporations, but most of my market space is actually colleges. I work with colleges literally from coast to coast. And I've seen so many things change in that particular industry. First of all, I truly believe that students today are very different than the ones I went to school with. I don't remember so many students having mental health issues, having problems with anxiety, or really not wanting to engage with peers. Yes, there have always been people out there that were shy or a little bit reluctant to, again, get involved in things. We used to refer to them as wallflowers, and believe it or not, I was one of them. I was never comfortable, and to this day, I'm not comfortable in large groups where I don't know anybody. Now, that is the antithesis of my wife, who can walk into a room where she knows nobody, and within 15 minutes, you'd think that the people she was talking to were long lost friends. But again, things on college campuses have really changed over the years. Like I said, there's a lot of students with mental health issues, far more than I ever remember. Now, Amma Marfo, one of the speakers that we work with, and I have had this discussion. She firmly believes that that's actually not true, that people today are not more inclined to have mental health issues, but that in my day, those of us who are baby boomers, we just either didn't talk about it or self medicated. She's convinced that people are not really that much different today than they were years ago. I heartily disagree. I don't ever remember students that I went to school with many, many years ago, again, having the struggles that kids today do. I have seen so many people have full blown panic attacks on college campuses over very minimal interactions with others. It is a very different time and a very different place. Social media has created a world where people can connect or not connect with people over the internet. When I grew up, we didn't have things like cyberbullying. We didn't have people that simply ended a relationship by changing their status on whatever social media platform they were using. It is a very different time. People who work on college campuses are also faced with a number of challenges which I don't think were there 20 years ago. The people that I worked with used to be in charge of student activities. That was a fairly narrow lane. That lane has continued to expand, and in this day and age, a lot of what they deal with are things that nobody else on campus seems to want to deal with. Whether it's a food pantry, whether it's providing a float for the local 4th of July parade, regardless of what it is, if people don't have an idea of where to put it on campus, it seems to wind up in student affairs or student activities. It seems to have become, I don't want to use the term dumping ground, but that's where things seem to live that nobody seems to know where else to put them. People today in all professions or many professions are overworked and underpaid, but rarely have I seen it as serious as it is in higher education. Now, there are some people in some departments who make a very good living on college campuses, but a lot of those people who have some of the more student facing roles and who are more new professionals in their first or second position often don't benefit from that financial windfall. They work long hours and are often not well supported by the administration. It's a very difficult position to be in because I am a firm believer that a lot of those people in those positions are the people on the front lines creating community on college campuses and giving students a reason to stay enrolled in that institution or come to that institution. There's also a lot of people who contribute to their institutions post graduation who are very involved as students. The role they have is vital and really needed on college campuses today. So if you get a chance and you run into somebody in residence life or student activities, make sure to thank them for the work they're doing because the work they're doing is important and vital to the success of any institution.